Hello! I just wanted to make a quick video to talk about legato, and I'm going to use something that I just taught in a recent video of White Sandy Beach by Is. So if you haven't checked that out, check out the link down below. But using this very basic melody, I want to break down what legato is and how you can start using it in your playing. So legato is just another word for smooth, and in music it's when we try to connect two notes as smoothly and as seamlessly as possible. In the case of this White Sandy Beach, it might look something like this. So I'm going to bring the camera down real quick here. The melody sounds like this. Here, this I'm playing with legato. It sounds very smooth. For reference, I'm going to play it without legato. I'm going to use kind of the opposite of legato, which we call staccato, which means very short, and that might sound something like this. Now your playing might sound like that without you wanting it to sound like that, because it's one of the most common things that happens with newer players or even more experienced players that haven't had this different mindset before. And what that mindset is to create a smoother tone, we want to maintain pressure and let the string continue to ring. What I mean by this is sustain on the ukulele is created by essentially we fret down a note, we play the note, and we let that string continue to vibrate. And the nicer the ukulele and the better the player, the more that vibration will occur, giving you more sustain, or how long the note will continue ringing. Legato is essentially stitching together sustain together so that it sounds like the notes are sort of connecting into one another, versus staccato, where each note is very short. So the way that we approach legato playing on the ukulele is we start with our fretting hand. Let's say that we're playing something like White Sandy Beach. Well, we play 10 on the A for our first note there with the pinky. Now, what we want to think about is not just what this note is, but what the next note is that's coming. And the next note is here, the 7 on the A. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play that 10, and I'm going to have this 7 all ready to go. So I'm going to play the 10, and then when I take this finger off, this one is already fretting, so that now when I play it, it will make a more seamless transition. Now here's the really big kicker to this. When I continue playing the melody, I go, I saw you in my dreams. This index finger has a very important role to play to create legato by maintaining pressure on the string as it moves between the different frets. It's not that it needs to slide as it goes, but rather that pressure wants to be maintained. If that pressure comes off for any reason, you will notice the note will stop ringing. That's not what we're looking for. So the choppy sound of this is being created by the finger applying pressure and then raising pressure. But if I instead maintain the pressure the whole time, you can hear that my legato sound, the more smooth connected sound, comes through. And this is how I'm creating that legato sound with my fretting hand. Simply maintaining pressure as I move between different notes, only raising the pressure off of the fingers when I need to, which usually means I'm switching to a different chord or a different string. But if you're playing the same finger on the same string, it's okay to maintain that pressure. The other thing comes from our playing hand. As I mentioned just a moment ago, the disruption of the string is what creates a staccato sound if the string stops vibrating. We can have the vibration stop by our left hand loosening, as we just discussed, but we also can have it happen by prematurely touching the string with our playing hand. So if we look back at this same melody, I can do everything perfectly with my fretting hand here, and I can still get a staccato sound like this. So this hand did everything correct. My fretting hand was right on, but you hear it still was very, very choppy. And the reason is because my right hand, or my playing hand, would pluck the string to let it ring, and then it would immediately reset and touch that string, sort of resting on it, ready to go to then pluck it again. And it makes sense to do that from just a logical standpoint of keeping your finger ready to go. But the problem is that aspect of this finger touching that string stops the string from vibrating. Again, not giving you that legato sound that we're looking for. So in addition to the fretting hand maintaining pressure, we kind of want to do the opposite with our playing hand. We want to make sure that we strike the string and we let it breathe. We keep the finger away from the string. We don't have to be way out. We can be very, very close to it, but we don't want it to be touching the string or else that vibration will stop. So now if you watch my playing hand here, I'm going to super zoom in the camera. Go ahead and watch how my finger sort of hovers above the string without making contact with it. Looks something like this. So you see my fretting hand is maintaining the pressure, and this finger only strikes the string when it strikes the string. What I mean by that is I don't touch the string and rest there and make contact with the string until I'm ready to strike it for the note. These two different combinations of techniques can create a really rich legato sound for your playing. Bring the camera back up. So I thought I'd touch on that. A few private students brought it up in lessons using this white sandy beach of trying to get that smoother tone. And I hope this helps you apply this legato technique to your playing. It can be used everywhere. Just make sure you're maintaining contact and fretting when you can, and keep your playing hand away from the strings when they're ringing out. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to check out the comments below and ask away. And then if you'd like to check out this lesson, that's also linked down below for the multiple variations of White Sandy Beach. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.